Baker Square Restaurant and Bakery is a casual dining restaurant chain that opened in 1969. Thank you for your suggestion.
Baker Square would like to invite you for lunch or dinner and dessert. But not necessarily in that order. Baker Square, great food and unbelievable pie. Come into Baker Square today for our delicious pitas and pastas, then enjoy a slice of luscious pie. Perfect.
Baker Square began in December of 1969 with a single restaurant called Mrs. C's in Des Moines, Iowa, that became popular for its pies. Mrs. C's was famous for its double-crust fruit pies, meringues, and cream pies, not to mention soups and sandwiches. This homey little restaurant caught the attention of a big corporation, which grew the concept to several hundred restaurants across the country. That big corporation was Pillsbury. Yeah, that one with the Doughboy as the mascot. Back then, Pillsbury purchased a small restaurant and decided to expand the concept. They bought Mrs. C's and used it as a model for additional restaurants, which it named Poppin' Fresh Pies, and duplicated it across the Midwest and in California. The original Mrs. C's restaurant on Merle Hay Road in Des Moines remained in business as a Baker Square until it closed on April 2nd, 2008. Perhaps they had named it Poppin' Fresh Pies to advertise their product with the famous tagline Poppin' Fresh Dough that was available at your local supermarket. Pillsbury sold the 69-unit restaurant chain in 1983 to Denver-based restaurant group Vicorp. In 1984, Vicorp rebranded the restaurants as Baker Square to make sure fans of Poppin' Fresh weren't put off or confused. Vicorp launched a campaign designed to reassure customers that their favorite desserts were safe. Television commercials touted that "we changed the name, not the pie," reassured fans that although the Poppin' Fresh name was changing, the delicious pies remained the same. "We still bake our 20 varieties of pies every day," said the commercial. Baker Square, throughout the years, had many changes, but what remained the same was that its restaurants always maintained the charm and friendly appeal of the original restaurant in Iowa. The company claims that they have the most awarded pies in America, with more than 300 recognitions in the America Pie Council's National Pie Championships, claiming to serve the best pie in America. Baker Square restaurants serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is, of course, known for its pies, which they boast are made fresh daily. Flavors include cherry, coconut cream, 3 kinds of apple, pumpkin, 2 types of lemon, peach, southern pecan, strawberry rhubarb, and triple berry. There are also rotating pies of the month, such as mint brownie blast or chocolate hazelnut silk. But perhaps the pie the chain is best known for is the best-selling French silk. In October of 1984, the corporation made another acquisition, this time of 175 restaurant locations in California, Florida, and Arizona, operated under the name Sambo's. The restaurants were also slated for conversion, either to Village Inn or Baker Square establishments. The Baker Square Restaurant Group proved to be a mirror image of its sibling, Village Inn. Like Village Inn, Florida, the Baker Square West Division consisted of approximately 80 former Sambo's establishments spread throughout California. In late 1993, Vicorp acquired the right to a small Florida chain called Angel's Diner. Unfortunately, he had sold the rights to Golden Corral, and Vicorp was forced to pay Golden Corral $1 million to secure the exclusive rights. The intent was to convert underperforming Village Inn and Baker Square units to this new concept. After building 7 units, Vicorp realized that the concept was not economically viable and wrote off $11 million on the venture. By 2001, there were 148 Baker Square locations, as it flourished in California through the early 2000s. From there, the declining economy took its toll on the restaurant industry. By 2005, profit margins began to decline. From 2001 to 2010, sales decreased from $220 million a year to only $61 million a year. Although the chain had locations in the Midwest, Baker Square once had a larger presence in California with over 90 locations and competed directly with Marie Callender's, Coco's Bakery, and Caro's restaurants. On April 3, 2008, Vicorp filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They closed 56 company-owned restaurants as a result of the move, leaving a total of 343 Village Inn and Baker Square locations. Village Inn Restaurants, Baker's sister company, was also found in the Midwest states such as Illinois. Village Inn Restaurants, Baker Square's sister company, are found in the Midwest states such as Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, and Nebraska, the western United States, including Texas, Virginia, and Florida. By February of 2009, more than 80 California locations had closed. Most locations were shuttered and are vacant today, while a few locations around the Los Angeles area converted to a Dupar's restaurant and bakery or a Polly's Pie. The last location in operation in Southern California was in San Diego. On January 27, 2020, American Blue Ribbon Holdings, parent company of Baker Square and Village Inn, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy after closing 33 locations across both brands. The company cited high wages, declining sales, and increased competition. Currently, the Baker Square chain is now down to 13 units, most of which are in Illinois, with others scattered throughout Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, and Minnesota. In July of 2021, VIBSQ Holdings was sold to Barbecue Holdings, the parent company of Famous Dave's Barbecue. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.